Okay, so we've now taken the watch apart and it's all sitting here ready for us to clean. I don't have a fancy cleaning machine. Maybe it's something I'll get in the future, I don't know. But what I do at the moment, let me know in the comments if I'm being stupid using this, but I use some 99% alcohol and I literally just pour that into a little Petri dish and I get every single item one by one and scrub it with these little fine brushes I've got. When it comes to the stainless steel stuff, like the bracelet and the case, I use a toothbrush and I just get it in my little kitchen bathroom sink and I use hand soap, put it on the brush, some hot water, and I just sit there scrubbing it. It's got to be obviously a fine toothbrush because you don't want to be scratching it or putting like a brushed effect on the stainless steel. And if you watch the first part when we took this all apart, there is a chip in this glass as well, so I will be popping that out before I clean, just so you can get really into the grooves of it. So I guess we're going to go over to the microscope, and I'm going to show you how I wash every single individual item by hand. I probably won't show you every item because it'll get a bit boring, but I'll just show you how I do it. Also, before we get on the microscope, I just thought I'd show you the brushes that I've been using. I've got these off Amazon. It's a set of, how many is that? 5 fine brushes. One of them's really small. That's the one that I use the most, but they're really useful to have and they seem to do a really good job. Okay, so I seem to remember this. I'm going to try and start off with one that I know is quite dirty. I remember when I got this out, you could see, in fact, it looks like there's a little bit of rust on that one. But look, you can see all the grubbiness on it. A little bit of hair somewhere. I did see that earlier. But all I'm going to do, I've got a little Petri dish here filled with the 99% alcohol. Stick it in. And then I'm going to use some plastic tweezers that I've got just to make sure I don't scratch it anymore. And I'm literally just going to rub it with this little brush, and you can actually see stuff coming off already. In fact, that big bit of rust is now there. Look at that, it just comes straight off. Maybe that wasn't rust then. If it come off that easy. And then we're going to flip it round and then do the same to the other side. And there is another little tool that I should have showed you earlier actually. I've got one of these blower things that you use for getting the balance moving. So you can let these soak for a little bit, but I feel like just for the purpose of the video, we'll try and get them done quick, and then we can move on to the next stuff. Right, so let's get that out. I do have a second Petri dish just off of camera here, which I'm going to let that sit in for a little bit, just to give it another rinse in some cleaner 99% alcohol, because that original one is going to have loads of bits floating in it. And then when that's done, I'm going to dry it with this. So let's see if we can do it on the thing actually. You might be able to see the alcohol blowing off of it. Yeah, look at that. So that is blowing and drying all of that alcohol, effectively just evaporating it, if that's the right word. I don't know if that counts as evaporation, but you know what I mean. And look how much better that looks. It looks clean. It's shiny. There's a bit of marking on it. Sometimes, you know, you can't get that out. Maybe if I gave it a bit more of a scrub, I would have been able to get that out, but I'm happy with that. And then from here, I'm just inspecting all the teeth. And that looks like a really good clean part. Now there are certain parts that you shouldn't clean with the 99% alcohol. I'm pretty sure I watched a video once saying you can get away with it, but I just don't trust it. The pallet fork, let me find it. So right here, I've got the pallet fork. Show that to the camera. I've seen people online saying that if you were to soak this into 99% alcohol, the little gems on the end would just come out. So the way I do clean these, I'm just going to, instead of soaking it, I'm going to dip my brush and I'm just going to give it a little rub down and then try not to drop it into that pool of alcohol underneath. Okay. And then, same with everything, I'm going to get the little blower. Just dry that. Now it is very time consuming because I do this by hand and I do every single individual part like this. So it does take a while, but it's a good thing that I quite enjoy doing it. So I don't mind too much. Other parts, you got the mainspring that's in this drum. The mainspring, I normally just replace them. I might start looking into cleaning them soon. So I'll do this one off camera, but I'm going to open that, remove the spring, and then push a little new one into it. Now let's do this again with one of the wheels. Yeah, look how filthy that is. It's actually insane. It's got hair on it. You can see little bits of grit all up in the teeth. It's everywhere. So we're just going to grab that, pop that in, just give it a little brush. You can see all the bits of crap that are just like floating around in this already. That's why I've got the second dish, to give it another little rinse after this first scrub down. I'm just going to flip that round, which is easier said than done. Oh, for God's sake, it keeps landing the wrong way. I'm happy with that. So, chucking it into my second dish, just give it a little rinse, and then get my sucky blowy thing, don't know what it's called, and then we're going to dry it off. What I'm trying to achieve here by drying it like this, after this has been cleaned, I never want to touch this with my hand again. I want to put this in the watch as clean as possible. So by drying it like this, it's just being dried by air. And if you let it dry off by itself, it might leave some type of residue on it. So I'm going to now do all of this off camera, and then maybe in a couple of hours, don't know if it will take that long, but we'll come back because we're going to do jewels as well. So this is the part that always scares me the most, because I've lost stuff the most while doing this. Right here is the gem, but we need to get this out and the little I forgot the bloody name of it, but there's something that the gem sits on top of. We need to get both of them out. Now what I like to do is I like to use a little toothpick, because this little gold thing that's holding this in, it likes to shoot off, and this is incredibly small right now. It's like the smallest things in the watch. So if I stick the toothpick in the middle, And then this thing, you need to slide it round till all three sides come out. In fact, you can. The forklift should. Forklift, bloody! I'm talking about my job now. The toothpick should be okay for that first release, but after that first release, you really want to get that toothpick on. So you can see that little nip has come out there. So we need to rotate this one more time. Nearly there. There we go. Oh, you see that trying to shoot out then. Right, let's grab that before I lose it. Now that gem in there is now loose. And I've got this little new tool, say tool, it's a little like sticky thing, which I just got, and I haven't used before because I always struggle to get these out. Basically like watchmaking Play-Doh, this stuff. And apparently everything sticks to it. All these fine little things will stick to this. So if I go like this on the gem, hopefully it takes the gem off on its own. Yes, look at that. Oh no, it took the gem and the housing off. But that's okay, we can work with that. And all I'm going to do with that now is stick that, hopefully, into my alcohol. There we go. Let's focus that quick. There we go. And you can see it's separated. I've had it sometimes where I just cannot separate the gem and this, but it's done it by itself, so that's pretty good. So let's let this soak in here for a bit, let this clean, and then we're going to have to stick some oil on it. I don't know if this is the right one. I've got Mobius 8000 Swiss, very small, it's like smaller than a finger, but you only need a little tiny drop. I want to grab this out and put it onto the mat to let it dry. You do not want to be using that blow thing on this because you'll just lose it, it'll blow away. There we go. Let that, it evaporates so quick, that alcohol. And then this, which is a little cover, I believe this is already facing the right way. Oh, it just span round, didn't it? Oh God, it's so scary. Yeah, span round again. Right, I'll try and get that over. Now I'm going to try and get my microscope even closer than this. This is the closest I've ever gone with it. Let's see how close we can go. Oh, look at that, mate. This is so cool. Right, so we get the tiniest drip on this extremely thin, so thin the camera won't pick it up. Tiniest little drip. Even my naked eye can't see the oil on this. I'm hoping. Right, so, okay, that should be enough. That's more than I thought. That was too much the last time, so maybe I'm just wrong. There we go. Oh, that looks pretty good. Oh, shh! I moved the mat. I got too excited. That looks really good. Okay, so we're not out the woods yet. I've still got to stick that bit on the right on top of that, and as the oil will just make that suction onto it. So let's get that. Oh my God, that's the smoothest I've done that. I think this thing, I've lost it. Where was it? This thing is the best thing I've bought. In fact, I might use it again to stick the jewel back in. So there we go. That is a cleaned and oiled jewel. Now, before I stick that in back into the plate, I'm going to clean the plate. So I can just submerge that now. Oh, let's bring this back up. I can just submerge that now into the alcohol. There we go. Now this looks quite clean anyway, but it's always worth giving stuff a clean. Even stuff you can't see, it will be there. So it's always worth giving everything a proper scrub. So I think we are now done with the cleaning. Oh, we've still got another jewel which will be on top of the balance wheel, but we will do that after we've assembled it all, and then we can take it off of the top of the balance wheel. Right, I'm happy. Let's put this watch back together again. I won't show all of that. I'll show bits of it because you've seen me take it apart. It's basically that, but in reverse. So, yeah, I will catch yous in a bit. Okay, so I'll just play some clips now of me putting the watch back together. But I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. I mean, I'm still kind of learning how to do this myself. So I might not be doing stuff in the proper standard way of doing it, but this is what I've found working for me. But I'm really getting into fixing old watches at the moment, specifically Seikos. So it's just saying about them. Really enjoying myself at the moment. And it'd be awesome if you could like or comment and follow me on this journey of keep improving and becoming a better watch fixer. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.